So I want to talk a little bit about what we just experienced about 2 or 3 weeks ago. We had our live profiler training event. It's a 5-day event. You might have heard us talk about it in videos or our emails we've been sending out. It's been a really great experience, this last event, just a few weeks ago. And we had, as you can see here, this is the most recent class photo of everybody that got to join us live for that experience. Everybody that was there and spent 5 days with us, but they actually spent 6 months preparing for the experience. So there's an entire online virtual preparation for 6 months, getting ready to come to a 5-day live event where we spend every day walking through the art of conversational profiling, which we're going to talk a little bit about in just a moment. And we thought one of the things that we could do is just hear from some students right out of the gate that were actually at this experience. We invited Darren and Kate to come on tonight to talk to us a little bit about what their experience was like. So you can kind of say, are they like me? Are they people like I would like to hang out with or be part of this program potentially? What are they like? What are students like? What is their feedback? What was their experience?
And what are some of the considerations if I'm thinking about joining?
And yeah, how do I make a good decision about this, basically? Mm-hmm. So Darren, welcome to tonight. We'd love to have you kick on your camera and join us. Hi, Darren. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Where are you from, Darren, by the way? Where do you live?
I live in New York.
Fantastic. And this was your first profiler training experience. You were part of the program this past 3 weeks ago. What would you say your best fit type preferences are?
I'd say that my best fit type is INTP.
INTP. Okay. So as an INTP, what is it like to come to a 5-day event with a bunch of other people learning about personality type? What's that experience like for you?
Yeah, I think INTPs are famously afraid of social interaction, and I definitely had a lot of nerves coming in. But I was really excited about hearing about the connections I get made at the live event. And, I should back up and say I actually joined the course a few years ago, and just getting the access to the information before the live event, that was worth the price of admission for me. I was completely fine with just learning the profiling from that. And I didn't get the chance to join the live event until this year. And not to be hyperbolic, but it was a life-changing event, absolutely. And everything that Jill and Antonia says about finding a place where people speak your language, that you're kind of immediately accepted into this group, it was true in ways that I did not expect. And in those 4 years, after I learned the material and I'd been sort of thinking about profiling and cognitive functions, as an INTP, this is really how I understand people. This is how I understand the world, and this is how I move through the world now, is using the profiler training material to understand my colleagues, to understand the people that I work for, the people that I work with, and it's made a huge difference. And to be able to come to an event and take everything that's been going on in my brain and actually speak it, and speak the language that goes on in my head, and other people can speak it back, that was something I never thought would happen. And immediately I felt like I had a family of people that understood me and that could see me in ways that most people couldn't. And it's only been 2 weeks since the event, but I feel like the people at that event are my family now. And we've been online just messaging all the time. And we've had a few events together. I think there's a few people in this chat who are from the live event. I see you, Ari. I love these people, and I am so glad that Jill and Antonia sort of made me come to this live event finally.
So you're saying that you were perfectly content with the digital content, and it sounds like, were you uncertain whether or not the live event component would enhance it, or did you think that it was like what was your expectation before you came?
Yeah, it was really, it was more so timing of life events for me, but I think there couldn't have been a better time to actually come to the live event, especially after a few years dealing with lockdowns and just not being able to meet people. It makes a huge difference finding like-minded people who you can connect with immediately. And I haven't had an experience like that probably since college, probably since school. Finding friends, making community as an adult is really, really difficult. And this was absolutely the right time for me to do this.
Awesome. What was a highlight? Obviously, community was a highlight for you. What were some other highlights?
As an INTP, calibrating my knowledge, this was really big for me. There was a lot that I didn't understand that could only be calibrated in real time with people who speak the language of cognitive functions. I think experiencing the program that you've put together and that you've refined over multiple years and multiple deliveries of this live event, just being in the presence of the curriculum was inspiring, and kind of relit the flame in me to jump back into profiling. And yeah, I just have a new kind of pep in my step these days, because I have people to be on this journey with me.
Awesome.
That's great. So you're an NT, you're an INTP, right? And there's probably an NT, maybe an INTP, INTJ, ENT, somebody that's watching right now that has thinking preferences, and they're trying to make a really good decision about this, right? Like, come on, Joel's like, hey, welcome everybody. And I'm all crazy and stuff. I'm like, whoa, that's a lot. But it's great content. It's a good event. But how could somebody be thinking about this? Like, how could they make a good decision? If they're thinking about potentially joining profiler training, are there recommendations? Are there things that you would be thinking about if you were them? Like, how could somebody be making a good decision for themselves, whether this is the right program for them to be a part of?
Yeah, what I would say is, if you are here because you're interested in profiler training, and what got you interested was the content that Joel Antonio put out, whether it's the podcast or the blog or anything like that, and you're wondering if making this leap is, I'm assuming you had a good experience with that content, and you might be wondering if making this leap is there more? Is that content was so good? Is there even more? Is this world even deeper? I would say absolutely yes. I would say absolutely. The content that you got is just a taste of what is on the other side. And so making this leap is, you won't regret doing that, because if it's changed your life at all, the content, there's an entire world, an entire just library of extra knowledge and tools that is on the other side. So I would highly encourage that you consider joining.
That's great.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks for saying all that. Mm-hmm. Anything else you want to share or that we didn't ask you that came up for you as we're talking before we?
No, but if there are thinkers out there or anyone who identifies with INTPs or who have questions, I'm happy to chat further, and I'll share my email in the chat. And I just really want to sing the praises of this program, because it really has been life-changing.
Thank you.
Thank you, Darren.
Yeah,
appreciate you being here, man. Have a great rest of your evening. Yeah. So let's switch over to Kate. Hi, Kate. Welcome to this experience with us.
Hello.
So where are you from, Kate? Where do you live right now?
So I live outside of Philadelphia. So yeah, not too far. But
Great. And what is your best fit type? What are your type preferences?
My type preference, INFJ. So yeah.
Great. So you came to Profiler Training. You went through 6 months of preparation, and you just joined us at the live event just a few weeks ago. What was this like for you as an INFJ from Philadelphia, Kate? What was the experience like? Paint us a picture.
It was really mind-blowing. It was really, really great experience. And leading up to it, I just kept lowering my expectations. Okay, it's gonna be great. I'm gonna lower my expectations. So the whole time, because I've been following this for quite a while, and the information, and I thought I had my best fit type. I wasn't 100% sure, and going into it, just, trying to be really open, but, also, I can set high expectations. So just kind of bringing those down, and it was awesome. Yeah, it was really great. So and I would agree with Darren, it was like life-changing. So it was really cool. Yeah. So cool.
So what was a highlight for you? Like well, you mentioned that you were lowering your expectations, probably because you didn't want to be disappointed, I'm assuming. Would they have met your expectations had you not lowered them?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. They still would have. They definitely would have still exceeded those. So it was, yeah, no, it was fantastic. It's really hard to pick just like one highlight, because it was just like riding a wave, it was really incredible to go there, and then to go through, for example, the embodiment exercises to understand, okay, how is this, how is this feeling to me? How is this, am I relating to this? And I found, if I was going, for example, the SI, I was trying to be open and trying to really keep myself present, and I just really struggled with that one, and with TE, and, I was trying to change things. So I could tell these were not the right things in terms of the embodiment, but really the thing that opened for me was just the conversations, and then just being able to get other people's perspective of how they're looking at life and the lens at which they're filtering it for. So it was like-minded, but very different minds, very different filters, and to be able to see that filter. And then to actually have the connections with other people who are INFJs and their experience. And every time I was expecting to get what in the past I've heard from ISFJs, I get that look like, ooh, you've gone a little too far. And I never got that. It was just like, oh yeah, me too. I was like, oh. And then, for ENFJs, there were like a lot of ENFJs, and just like being able to watch them and just kind of see how they use the energy. It was just really cool to just observe and just see how things happen, and just talking with people and their experience. And yeah, I just thought overall it was fantastic. I don't think I've ever been in a situation where it's been the least clicky ever in my entire life. Like, you could just come up and be like that strange fly on a wall to a conversation, and not be like, wow, that's a creepy person just standing there listening to me. But everyone was just very open and honest with their experiences, and so I really, really appreciated that. And I think everyone got a lot out of it because of that. So just the whole environment was fantastic. And I thought I was going to be really tired by the end of it. So I'm somebody who I've gone to lots of conferences in the past, and I'm usually done after 2 days. I literally tap out after 2 days. I know I'm going to not be there on the third day. So I gave myself permission to do that. Obviously I did not do that. And I was up way too late. But it was just incredible. Yeah.
Awesome. Now, you went through this experience. You were open to maybe not having your best fit type be INFJ. Did this help you solidify that was indeed your best fit type?
It did. Yeah. And it was very interesting because, I also have ADHD, so that complicates a lot of things. So you're like, what is this? Is this part of that? What is my mental wiring? And really trying to tease that out, talking to people like ESFJs or ESFPs, who are using SE as a dominant, for example, and just seeing how, first I was corrected that writing notes is not an SE activity, or at least that was questioned. So it was just really nice to feel, to really feel the experience. Yeah. So.
Okay. That's cool. So if somebody, you're a feeler in the Myers-Briggs system, that's how you identify. Somebody's thinking about making this decision. Do you have advice for this person that's watching right now, hearing you talk, saying, Kate, it sounds good, but I don't know, what should I do? What maybe advice you have or ways to think about this?
Yeah, I would say for me, it was a matter, and I think for a lot of people there, it was about the personal growth journey. A lot of people were already on that journey, opening themselves to growing more, and not just, and that's the thing, you can only grow so much yourself, eventually for me, it's like, okay, I got to tap into FE. And that was really empowering because I like to skip to TI and bring that I know up a little bit more, but really opening up to that experience of feeling it and having that feedback from other people, and just being able to again, like you can go so much on your own, but really to take it, I think, to the next level, you kind of have to have that live experience, those personal interactions. For me, that feeling that I'm getting from somebody, the vibes, and so that was, it's really cool.
Great. Anything else we didn't ask you or you wanted to share before we go?
I'm trying to think if there was, I'm sure there's so many things, but it was just incredible. Just everyone was, I just really loved just getting everybody's perspective and just being able to and just having so many aha moments, like, oh, that's what my brother is. That's what my dad is. That's my sister. Oh, okay. I'm seeing how this is relating to that. And this is my husband's tertiary position. And, and just, it was just kind of constant going through that and just being able to go up to someone and be like, oh, I know you're an INTP, and, what about the SI in this tertiary position, and having like a really long, good conversations about things that, I guess doesn't really enter into people's, mind too much, and how that comes out in certain situations. And it was really cool. Yeah. And I just want to say thank you so much, Joel and Antonio. You guys do an awesome job, just setting up such a great environment. And also if anybody wanted to reach out, I'll leave my email as well, to feel free to contact me with any questions. And
Okay.
I appreciate that very much so. Thank
Cool.
you,
well, thank you. Have a great rest of your evening.
Yeah,
and we really appreciate you being here, Kate.
all right.
Thank you so much.
Cheers.